What is going on? I'm Zedmont. Late video. Had a very busy solo Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all those dads, grandpas, father figures, single moms, all of those sorts of things. If you're in North America, or for that matter, anywhere. Mine was crazy busy. Daughter had 7 softball games over the weekend. I ended up just doing meal planning, dinner, grocery shopping, cleaning, laundry, those kinds of things. Not your typical Father's Day, but nonetheless, we're going to get in here and let's get rocking. Adding the sound and away we go. So this is one of 2 warships I'll be showing you today. This one is the compact. You probably all have seen it. It has been sitting in Diamond, in and out, up and down, and I've got 3+ chests sitting there. I kind of assume this is going to get absolutely spanked though. Spoiler alert, I think you're going to watch both of my warships get spanked, and that's going to hopefully influence your decisions as far as where you go. So quick tech review, no shock mines, no sniper towers. Otherwise, we've got most of the things on the defensive side. Went back, got that Doom Cannon, went forwards, got the Sky Shield and the Grappler. Don't have troop damage, don't have Kavan, don't have Laser Rangers, don't have troop health. So not sure where I go next. Probably gonna save for those heavy choppas. Heavy choppas aren't amazing, but I do already have heavies, so I'm gonna do some soul searching here in the next little bit. We're probably gonna lose. You see here, I got all engine rooms. Like getting back into Diamond, I think I won 34% to like 49 to 48 there, and I think down here, I think I won 34 to 34. This is not super duper fun. It is a challenge though. Laser Rangers would be better. Kavan would be better. Everspark would be better. Lots and lots. Troop damage would be better. Troop health would be better. But this has been all defensive. I committed early on to going defense. And I got to admit, that right there, that remote hack has been super helpful. Also, that shocking this shock launcher and Doom Cannon underneath that Sky Shield has been clutch. So what I recommend doing is moving around and just see. You notice that edge of that, like right now it looks like you can't shock it. If we move it over here, you can see a little gap though. So what I do is I just set it up so that it's in the best possible spot where I think I can see it, and then I just leave it there. So our opponent is in and amongst our things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send 3 boats of these guys to the back. Mechs are so boring, but we are going to send them nonetheless. We are going to send them back to about here, and we are going to send 3 boats of Bombardiers with them, and Miss whatever the heck her name is. And then as that starts to happen, we're going to send this mech here back in that neighborhood, and what's going to hopefully happen is I am going to then drop this in a little bit. That mech's going to end up in a decent spot. Those other guys, let's get you remote hacked. Let's get you remote hacked, and then I am going to send this Bombardier back in a second, and we are going to do exactly what I talked about before, where we get into this kind of neighborhood and we get that shock pumping. That was way too early, but I mostly just wanted to show you, hey guys, look, you can shock underneath there, and it's all about, like, I can't see what's going on back here at all, but at least we can get in position to shock that stuff there. Our mechs are coming in doing great things. All of our other stuff is doing great things, and we are getting that shock underneath there. A little tiny bit early, yes, I know, but the important part is that we zoomed in the right spot and I hit that shock with you guys along for the ride. There have been so many times when I have talked about something and said, all you have to do is do this, and then I screw it up in the biggest, most obvious possible way. So we got one mech still in front, getting a couple shots taken. Our opponent has retreated with 0 engine rooms. We are going to chuck out that med kit as fast as we can just to try to get a couple extra percentage points. Every tiny, boring, soul-crushing bit helps in these kinds of battles. So that's where that med kit is coming in super clutch. And I think if I wouldn't have wasted that shock super early in this attack, we probably would have been able to clear all of their engine rooms. But this is my first attack in... Let's let that land. As soon as that lands, we'll hit retreat, and we shall see what 3 + 7 = 0 somehow. 42%. Huzzah! 15 stars in the good. Boring as all heck, but I hope that helps you. And there we go. First attack in 19-ish hours. So those 6 chests, I think there used to be 4 chests at some point. I think the fact they changed to 6, I think, made this kind of thing not so stressful. Anyways, Grappler and Doom Cannon. By the way, don't copy this base. I literally just drop these things in here. At some point, I copied someone's base. Then I added a Grappler and a Doom Cannon, and it's a gong show. So, I mean, I'll show you if you want to copy it. There is the base to copy, but I don't recommend it. And I kind of assumed I was going to get walked through. Players with Laser Rangers are generally walking through this. Let's see what our enemy replay did here. Yes. Nope. Rifles and Kavan and Bombardiers going way to the outside and coming in, and Kavan must die here pretty early or something, because I would have assumed they would have got a more percentage than that. What do they got for troop health? They have 50%. Okay, so maybe if they had 100% troop health, they would have walked through us, but those critter launchers, Doom Cannon, grapplers, and all the rest doing great things for us. Let's see if I can find someone who walked through us in, like, that's everyone's who has in a compact has said that they have stopped being a compact because they're getting crushed, and that was a couple days ago, but people are still failing for whatever reason on my base, except for Seeker players. I assume this is, heavy rocket chopper with Kavan. I have not seen that, so that is a great hit. Well done, Cree Cole. I like that a lot. So I've seen people doing rocket choppers with bullet. I've seen people doing heavy chopper, rocket chopper, but the fact that they brought in those rifles for a little bit of extra GBE collecting and saving some GBE at the same time. Honestly, that replay was from how many days ago? That was from that was from 30 hours ago, and I haven't seen it. Yeah, not 30, but you get the basic idea. Okay, so switching to this account, if you're wondering why the heck and back I have rocket launchers, it's because I went down through rocket launchers to get that troop damage that's sitting there. Is that the best way to go? No. Going through Bombardiers probably makes way more sense. Also getting that Sky Shield. Sky Shield, one of the best defenses in the game, someone said recently in a chat that I was in. So most people are going to go through Bombardiers and then get the Sky Shield, but most people are also not going to go through Grenadiers. Anyways, this account has been doing pretty darn well. What is that? 7, 2, and 1 in the last 10, and again, haven't attacked in 23 hours. So there are a whole bunch of bases out there. There's a bunch of bases. By the way, shout out to Sir Charles. These are the bases that I love to see. Bases with no hotpot, with grappler, doesn't matter, with a basically just clump bases. And so what I'm doing on these ones is trying to get Bullet so he can taunt the shock launcher, the Doom Cannon, and then using a tiny shock on that shock launcher over there. Nothing else really matters. Once you get Bullet in the right spot, it is just done. Like that cryo bomb at shore, not a big deal, but I was over scared about Mr. Bullet there, and I threw that flare a little bit late because what I wanted is I wanted that flare to expire, playing with fire a little bit here. and then getting that last smoke as close to that sky shield as I possibly can. Bullet pops out, bullet is taunting, the rest of the stuff is shocked, and then throwing that beautiful, beautiful, hopefully you have sound on, speed serum, and everything behind is shocked, everything in front is taunted, and then just crushing the base. Now this is honestly, kudos to Sir Charles. This is my slowest Seeker hit on a 6-engine room. Compact, 3 minutes, 7 seconds is quite slow, but nothing stops Seekers. I haven't yet to see a compact. The only thing that I've seen on compacts, let's go back into here. If we look at this one, for example, is people that have thought ahead and they're like, screw Seekers, and they move an engine room over there, or they move an engine room up here, or just something slightly different. My Seeker skills are mediocre. And by the way, I had both of these accounts at the exact same star count. They were both at 21.02, and that was kind of neat, but sadly, the global top 500 was like 6 stars above. Would have been neat to see both my accounts side by each. And I said I was late because of busy Father's Day today. I took a bit of time for me, went for a amazing bike ride in the woods with the wife, riding some double blacks, super fun trails. For those of you new to the channel, I love to mountain bike. That is where most of my time is spent. Now, this one should be cake. Like, this should be absolute cake. We are going to flare that boom cannon. By the way, check that out. They've got the boom pass. So shout out to this person for having that boom pass. Hopefully they used code ZMOT in that shop. I am going to make gosh darn sure I've got taunt working here, and we are just going to go. Again, I did not check where that grappler range starts at, so we're gonna just be super cautious. Then we're gonna drop all of this stuff. I'm gonna go back in here. I'm gonna flare onto there because, again, not super. Oh no, did I throw that in the wrong spot? I think I did, but I think we should still be in a decent spot as far as throwing out that speed serum, throwing out that taunt, and now it is done. Like, this base is dusted. All of our troops rushing in, and just watch how fast this puppy goes down. Then we can throw a shock and a cryo bomb and a tiny shock and explosive drones and a regular critter, maybe another one of those and a smoke. It's amazing how much GBE you have, and that right there is why I did not go through the GBE on this account. I just didn't know how I'd be able to use it, to be completely honest. I am sitting on this one, hoping to go 7 engine rooms as well, trying to play towards the end of the season. And again, I told you guys earlier that this is how you do the shock underneath the sky shield, and it went well. And then I told you the compacts are easy, and it went well. So clearly getting outside and touching grass, doing good things for me. Anyways, I don't know about you guys, but I, in a big way, need to get out in the woods often. I grew up either on the ocean or in a lake or in the woods, so that's playing big dividends. I'm 56% sure of that. This base is just so ridiculous. Changing back to Boom Beach, the fact that I put down rocket launchers after skipping over shock mines and sniper towers and cannons and boom cannons and shock launchers and the doom cannon, it was like it hurt. It was almost painful, and critter launchers, but it has been good. That extra 30% troop damage has been great, and now we should be able to actually collect all of these chests in Diamond. Yes, I'm gonna fizzle. That is almost certainly gonna happen next. Quick note, this is my boss battle. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but if I win, I go to 21.50, which makes this very important, sort of, if I want to continue playing, I suppose. What we are going to do, though, is I am going to go around the outside. I'm going to try to use that grappler to get bullet in close and personal, and then I'm just going to send all of my Seekers around the outside. I would love to be able to send, like, something back there to blow up that, but it's going to be troops. And a lot of times I've been using like one boat of Zookas over here with bullet and sending them back, but I just don't think that's going to work with this entire mess. Like, this is just going to be awfulness. So that is what we're going to do here. I'm going to throw a cryo bomb there, a cryo bomb back in there as well, and then we're just going to drop all of this stuff. I have seen some great hits that work very, very well with this. I cannot pull them off yet. I have not put any time into Seekers in order to... Oh god, look at that. Speaking of awful, that is just a terrible shock location, and as a result, we are in a world of pain. I shocked the bulk of my troops, and I told you I was going to fizzle, right? I said that from the outset. That was not up for debate. So we're just going to throw a shock about there and just watch as our troops get absolutely obliterated. These bases with the grappler and the 3 critter launchers and the 2 shock launchers underneath them are not to be trifled with. People with Bombardiers are fizzling with them. People with Seekers are fizzling with them. So those compact bases are going away, and the base that Squiggles had there is taking over. Now, thankfully, we've given ourselves a bit of a cushion. Should be able to collect 2 chests in 2 battles, and at the worst, we're going to lose, say, 22 stars from that. Right about now, probably more like 20 or 19. I would love to show you the hit, but this is not working out. Just know that when there's an engine room over here, I've been using 1 boat of bullet and Zookas. I might have one of those in my log, actually. And then just going around the outside. So we are going to do... I don't even know what I'm going to do. My Seeker skills. Compacts, A1. These bases, F+, I would say, at best. So we're going to go something like this, and then 1, 2, 3, and then all of these over here, and a shock there, and a shock there, and then getting all of that stuff out, and bullet taunting, and a tiny shock there, and a tiny shock there, and then just taunting away as our troops split. Let's get a thingy there, and a thingy there, and let's throw some critters back there, like just making things up on the fly and losing in the process. There's our cryo bomb. Down goes that engine room. As we get that there and that over to there, we are probably going to fizzle as soon as all of those Seekers hit all of those mines. But we came up with a 3 minute 11 seconds. Not bad. Probably going to lose. People are getting like 319 on my base. So at least we did not fizzle. So hooray. Squiggles Mick Mangrove Tree. What do you got for us? 320. Yep. So my base is an absolute joke to anyone with Seeker skills. So again, bullet just coming in, walking through, flaring engine room to engine room, and there's nothing to slow them down. You saw my Seeker hit. I had to deal with shock launchers and critter launchers and bears. Oh my. But on the plus side, I think we lost 9 stars there, so that's not bad. I will show you. Do we have a 5 engine room base? Let's see if I can show you. Nope, that's a compact, thankfully. Hooray, I love me a compact. 312. Also a compact. It's just feasting on compacts. Absolutely feasting. This one, here we go. So this is the attack that I think I was talking about. So we got bullet up front with some Zookas, and then not having to worry about coming back in here. Bullet just standing in over there, by the way, just doing his thing. Those Zookas getting all of their action in, and just sending all of our Seekers along that back wall without any thought whatsoever. So do give that a go if you see those bases, kind of like mine. Just drop bullet and 1 boat of Zookas for that front, or do what the last person did. Bottom line, everyone should beat me, but not everyone is. So still collecting in diamond thanks to a little bit of luck. Maybe I need to go back out and touch some more grass. Anyways, that is it for me. This video recorded Monday night, published Tuesday morning, if you're wondering. So Father's Day, busy weekend, day for me. Hopefully you got a little bit of time for you if you're a father or all the other categories I mentioned earlier. I tried a maze solo. That is why I suddenly have all of these red statues in my queue. We'll do a little bit of bonus here. We'll do a tiny bit of bonus. So I switched out my statues in yesterday's operation. We got 2 days ago. Days go by quickly. We got the unicorn. For those of you following the channel, I have soloed, I think, every operation base except for Green Court and Maze. And we got the unicorn. No shields maze. And I left it up for like 20 hours and said, someone try to solo it. No one did. So I tried and it was an absolute train wreck. First of all, I changed a troop damage statue for GBE because I just did not have enough gunboat energy to get back there with all of these mines and a hot beach and all the rest of it. So I threw my barrages out. They were decent. The whole plan was to shock bullet there and get my troops there, which would have saved me like 4 different shocks. The walk started out well. We've got decent walk, all the troops getting into here. And then this is the part that I did not account for. By the way, barbed wire has been fixed. It sucks. So some of the troops went across one set of barbed wire, and some came across and then went back across. So we ended up getting like they ended up going across like 4 pieces of barbed wire, which meant that my Zookas got way out front of bullet, which just meant that everything started to derail. Like we just lost most of our troops, and then trying to get bullet back there with the next shock to get all of our Zookas back to the left-hand side. Bullet's still making a case. Those critters were going to clear the mines, save me a little bit of gunboat energy, but the rest of our troops are just absolutely toasted. So at this point, it's give it up, throw some GBE out there, clear some mines for the next person. On the brighter note, do check out, wow, that's a quick forlorn hope, my friends. I'm going to show you the standard troop combo of Rainmaker Mechs. And I gotta say, if you get a Minotaur, try this. Because typically with Minotaur, there's these shock launchers here, and they're hard to deal with. You've got to waste some GBE on Rainmakers. So I tried to get a little bit smart here, and I swatched in a boat of Mechs. And you'll see why in a second. Totally making up the flare path as we go along. Like I didn't know how fast Mechs were compared to Rainmakers. It turns out they're pretty quick. And this is where the big brainness comes up. And quick note, with Rainmakers in the past, you had to keep GBE to keep flaring the core. It was like, watch your Rainmakers flare the core. Watch your Rainmakers flare the core. Watch your Rainmakers flare. It was super annoying. But instead, we don't have to do that anymore because Rainmakers have been changed, /updated, /fixed. And look at this, Rainmakers stay in that back corner. Mechs and Bullet make their way down. They shock these things, and everything is absolutely perfect. Like, look how quickly and easily we deal with those shock launchers, and then out comes the next flare right about now. Nothing ranges those Rainmakers. They're just chucking over that gap, and anytime you can chuck over that gap, it is magic sauce. Rocket launchers don't range, shock blasters don't range, mortars don't range. These shock launchers, it is like this sniper tower is a little bit touch and go. And by the way, with Rainmakers, if you throw an artillery out there, they will target whatever is most damaged. So might be worth throwing an artillery on that sniper tower. Bullet and the Mechs will go down and get the shock launchers. They'll remove that sniper tower first. And then Bob is your uncle. Easy forlorn hope Minotaur solo. Bonus action. Anyways, boom, pass. We are not there yet with the orange trees. I would love to touch me some orange trees, but we are not there yet. We're getting close, but just not there quite yet. I thought that said purview for a second, but nope, it says preview. That is what I'm playing for at the minute. Some diamond goodness, also some Boom, pass goodness, operation goodness. Trader is still here. Make sure you do get that free crate while she is here. You don't get it back if you miss it. Otherwise, I think there were some terrible, terrible deals in their bundle of stuff. None of that appeals to me. Maybe it appeals to you. If you're buying that, please do let me know. I mean, that's, what is that? 14, that's 14 powder, 20 powder for $14. More importantly though, code ZMOT in that shop. I shall talk to you soon. Oh, before you go, where are my things? In Squad Busters. Some of you play it, some of you don't. Before, a bunch of you were saying code ZMOT did not work in there. It was because it had to be lowercase. In the latest update, you can throw it in capitals, lowercase, capitalize, one letter or more. Not a huge deal, but thought I would pass that along while I had your attention. Anyways, that is it for me. I am ZMOT. You are awesome. Go up there and touch some of those trees, whether they be orange or green, pine or mangrove. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Peace.